All right, so in order to integrate your Flutter application with Firebase, we need to make sure that we have our Firebase console set up correctly and we have a project on the Firebase console. So you can see that I am actually logged in right over here. And this is a new account, so this account does not really have any Firebase projects. Make sure that you have some sort of a Google account. And once you have a Google account, you can simply go to console.firebase.google.com and it will allow you to go to the same exact screen as I'm looking at. Now, I want to create a project for the Firebase. And that project, I'd like to add Firestore and all those things later on. But the first step is adding a Firebase project. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Create a Project. And it allows me to set up a project by providing the name of the project. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. So you can see everything. So what will be the name of our project? Now, this is completely up to you. Whatever the name that you want is perfectly fine. So I'm just going to name it To-Do List. You can name your project anything you want. If you're building a brand new application for completely something else, maybe a shopping cart, then you should create a separate project on the Firebase console and name it whatever shopping cart. Let's go ahead and click on Continue. The next step is going to ask you that, hey, do you want Google Analytics to be added to your Firebase project? And that's perfectly fine. Google Analytics can be used to do a lot of other things. It can do A/B testing, crash reporting, a lot of different things it can allow you to do. So I'm just going to leave it the default and I'm going to just say continue. Now it's going to ask me that, hey, which Google account do you want to connect? So I'm just going to say default account. Whatever the default account is, basically the same account that I'm logged in as. And now I can go ahead and press this button to create a project. Now creating the project, this is going to create kind of like the skeleton, the empty project. So it will not really have any kind of a products like Firestore or storage or machine learning ML in Firebase. None of those things will be added to that project, but we can go and add those products to our project. Now you can see that the project has been created. Great. Let's go ahead and continue. And now on our screen, we can see the project. If you have multiple projects, you can always use this drop-down list to toggle between the projects. But right now, you can see that we don't really have any multiple projects. This is only our project. This is the only one that we have. Now, one thing you will notice over here is that how Firebase allows you to integrate with many different platforms. We can see over here that we have the iOS platform right there. We have the Android platform. We have the web platform. And we even have Unity if you want to integrate Firebase with Unity. So this is really, really cool that one particular platform like Firebase can be integrated with iOS, Android, web, as well as Unity. Now, the whole idea or the number of steps to integrate with iOS versus Android is a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over those steps in the next lecture for integrating with iOS. And then after that, in a separate lecture, you're going to learn that how you can integrate your Firestore database with Android. So let's go ahead and get started by integrating Firebase with iOS applications.